here we're factoring this trinomial. No common factors, so we're going to get right to it. X squared would be x times x. There's no other way of getting x squared besides x times x. We need two factors of 10. Now it is a negative 10, so we know one has to be negative and one has to be positive. Not only that, we know that the numbers we use have to subtract, because they're opposite signs, to a 7. Now in this case, the most common numbers students give me, or factors, would be 5 and 2. But it cannot be a 5 and 2, because a 5 and 2 don't subtract to 7, they subtract to 3. The difference is 3. They add to 7, but they don't subtract to 7. So we can't use those. Now a lot of students will use them. They'll try 5 and 2 and they'll say, okay, in order to get a negative 7 in the middle, they'll make these negative and negative. See, the inner product is minus 5x, the outer product is minus 2x. They will get the negative 7x. But if you multiply the minus 5 times a minus 2 when you're foiling and checking, negative times a negative would be a positive 10 at the end, and we don't have that. So some students maybe might think, well, let me fix that by making the 2 positive, or a plus, x plus 2. If you do that, now you multiply and get your negative 10, but when you combine your inner and outer product, you will no longer get the minus 7x, you're going to get a minus 3x, because the signs are opposite, so they're going to subtract. So in the future, keep that in mind to save yourself some time. Make sure you understand that in this case, you need two numbers or factors of 10 that subtract to 7. It's not going to happen. 5 and 2, 1 and 10, those are the only factors, and none of these factors subtract to 7. In this particular case, what we say is that this particular trinomial is prime. Prime means you cannot factor it into two other factors. It's like the prime number 17. You can only factor 17 as 1 times 17. Well, there's no way to factor this trinomial either. So in this case, we would leave the trinomial alone. It cannot be factored, it cannot be simplified.